What's going on, guys? I was cooking, so that's why I have this on. Because actually, I guess I could take it off now if I'm done cooking. But yeah, shit. Anyways, it's to keep the shit. I don't want to get the smoke and the shit in my hair, and then have that get in my eyes. It's a pain in the ass. I will just do one real fast, I guess, as an update. Um, Where to go, side hacks on the whatever podcast? Where to go, dude? I couldn't do that shit. That shit's so fucking lame. Because everyone's gonna you like. I would reserve the right to be like, I'm not talking to you. I think you're a douchey loser, and just not put up with anyone's bullshit, which would never be allowed. So it's just bullshit. I think he could do it. He's all like people pleaser and all that bullshit. Again, I'm telling you, like I used to make friends with like the randomest people, and normally it would be like people who always wanted to like talk things out and all that bullshit. And I'm like, I'm not a talker. I'm more of like a just get shit done. But anyways, my thoughts on the whatever podcast. I've seen it pop around here and there. I think it grew too fast because I remember if it really is generic, it's probably not anymore because what normally happens is, and this hasn't happened in a while because the algorithm's been changed. What used to happen was someone would get generic growth, and then that would go to a point. Just making sure that it was all the way up. And then that would go to a point that they would have to start like marketing and get like a Google exec on their case and all that bullshit. And like, well, you've got a YouTube ambassador or whatever the fuck they call it, right? So around that point in time is when they're like, all right, now you talk with this person and you do with that person. And it's like the Ropers from Three's Company having their own show all over again, right? Anyways, they're jumping the shark. They're doing that shit too fast. They've done too much too fast. Like you cannot sustain the growth you have without talking about having sex with robots, which is going to mean you have that douchey loser. Like, I don't know why anyone does anything with Destiny. I don't watch video games. I don't have any opinion on that fucker at all. The first time people started talking about that loser, I was like, huh. So you're going to tell me a bunch of like, what I thought was all the people who were 12 years old that had no lives and would be in like their parents' couch watching shit on their phones, they are now 18. So they're trying to have that demographic move over to this other thingy. But you should just cut your losses and be like, well, that's just a whole bunch of people that just won't add to the genetic pool, and that just is what it is, and you just cut your losses. That's what you should do, in my opinion. You don't try to integrate that shit, right? Because you can't, because it's just going to weaken everything else. If they want to leave that bullshit, they can come to a new, but that shit needs to be cut out, excised, right? But that's not what this is about. What I'm saying is, when you start growing too fast and you make it only about like your views and whatnot, you're gonna stop making it be about what you originally saw it as. I'm sure at one point in time, whatever podcast was like, we're gonna actually have a vision and all that bullshit. Now it's like, what's gonna pay us the most? Pretty much, right? What's gonna pay you the most is talking about some crazy ass shit like having sex with robots because no one's having kids anymore. So that means there's money being spent, so it might as well be spent on us. Let's get those assholes over here. So you're going to the two extremes. You're officially now reaching for the dregs of society. The losers who no one wants to hang out with and do nothing but watch other people play. Like as much as I like, like Melody Mac and whatnot. Actually, I made that joke about Melody Mac has to sit there and all that bullshit, and then she started standing. Whatever. It's like when Azaria dyed her hair. Did Denisha Carter dye her hair too? He's fucking crazy. All the bitches who like basically gave me attitude 3 years ago. Like if I didn't think Tiffany was hot, I wouldn't be putting up with her attitude either. Anyways, um, what was it talking about? Yeah, like you're going for these like these are the last people. So let me get this straight. So you guys are like, okay, we got to keep growing our brand, the brand that is the voice of reason and all the red pill poo bullshit. So let's get the dregs of society who fuck robots and play video games all day on board so we can sell more views and get more clicks. Once you do that, you lose all credibility and you still need more views and more clicks. Do you see why I don't do any of this bullshit? And I hate to say it like this, I probably still make more money than you. So I don't got to split it 6, 7, 8 ways. I don't. But I mean, whatever. Tiffany bullshit. She did all that shit on purpose. She's trying to deflect. I unblocked you, but I'm not gonna on Telegram, but I'm not gonna unmute you because I'm not dealing with that shit right now. I'm not. I swear to God, I think it's like the Peru bullshit that I had to get raised with is why I feel a need to like respond to alarms right away. I just don't want to deal with that shit right now, so I put that bitch on mute. So if she starts flipping out, I don't have to hear it. But I did unblock her. So what she's doing is she's deflecting. See, she knows I'm gonna get upset, really upset, and justifiably so, pretty soon. It's gonna have to happen because this dumb bitch is gonna have to release her fucking shitty album with all her shitty douchey ass losers who needed. Somehow they're involved with my niece losing $10,000. I mean, and all the other bullshit. Somehow they're involved. Like, let me find out I'm pressing charges so fast. All right. Somehow they're involved. All right. So that dumb bitch is still gonna do some bullshit with those losers. She's gonna have to before that shit gets released. But she's still blowing up my phone and still wants me to believe all that soulmate bullshit. Okay? So what she's doing is she's trying to deflect. See, she basically woke me up to like tell me goodnight, and I was like, I'm sleeping. And then she did a whole bunch of shit she knew would piss me off, and I figured she was gonna do it, so I didn't get into a deep sleep. I kind of like woke up halfway through and was like, "You dumb fucking cunt," and I started like yelling at her, and then I fell asleep again, and then I woke up and I finished yelling at her, and then see, she was waiting for me to be like, "Stupid whore, fucking hang out with dudes all the time," and like I did call her a whore, but only one time, and I blocked her because I wasn't gonna like give her all my attention and all that bullshit. And then she started posting pictures of her like surrounded by other Asian bitches. And I was like, I see what she's doing now. So then I started yelling at her. I unblocked her just to yell at her. And then I blocked her again. And I like did that a few times. And basically what she's doing is deflecting. She's trying to set traps and baits for me to flip out so she can be like, you see how you always flip out and all that bullshit. And I'm like, no, don't change the subject. This is about you being indiscriminate and stealing from kids and trying to pretend you're cool when you fucking associate with fucking grifter ass loser pussies, posers, all of the above, who need to steal from kids because they can't provide for themselves. How is any of that ghetto or cool or any of that bullshit? It's not. It's lame. You all are lame. You all are losers. Whatever contract you signed with whatever agency you signed is your fault, not my fault. Sure as hell ain't my niece's fault. All right? So I don't know what to tell you. Like the verdict is still out on all that bullshit, and we will figure it all out later. Okay? I'm gonna go eat the steak that I fried cheese all over and then probably pass out. But yeah, I'm expecting that dumb bitch to do something retarded any minute now, because that's what she does. She is a habitual line crosser. I told you repeatedly, 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 she is a habitual line crosser. It's just what she does. All right, Joe Sun Wang will strike again. We just don't know when and where. All right, I do know I am sticking to that bullshit because the moment my money starts getting correct, see, this is the thing. Apparently, see, I didn't know I had met Tiffany in 2018. If I would have known things, like I probably, if I would have remembered, I would not have been doing all the things I was doing. I meant all that shit about, Tiffany giving me all the feels and whatnot back when I was like, first time I saw that bitch, I literally changed my life around. Not necessarily for her, more for like the image of what she represented. I was like, I could get like a really hot, tight, young Asian bitch if I just really try, right, and apply myself and all that bullshit. Anyways, um, um, but this bitch is just fucking crazy. It's like this bitch is fucking crazy, all right? So apparently she is okay. Like the whole time she was watching me and I was talking about like banging other bitches and like on Tinder and all that shit. And I literally had a live-in poly thing going on here for like a year with like, I mean, I don't want to get into that because feelings got involved and they weren't supposed to, and that's my fault now apparently, and all that bullshit. But um, the point is, she has shown a history of being okay with me getting my swerve on. So me willing to stop all that bullshit because she wants to start a relationship, she says, and then goes flying around Korea and LA hanging out with a bunch of male colleagues and all that bullshit. To me, that invalidates the agreement. Again, I'm being polite about this. That way, when I do start doing bullshit like that, when I do get another living girlfriend, she can't say it's cheating. No, if it was cheating, your ass would have shown up. And if you can't show up because you stole from a 10-year-old, that's your fault also. Why did you do that? Probably because you have retarded, stupid-ass friends who are posers and grifters and losers who mooch off of you, and that's why you're all broke. If the people in your life, and like I don't know how shit goes in Korea, so I don't really want to get involved in all that. But I mean like in America, the people in your life that you have been making time for at the expense of me are all the people who provide problems to your life. And you want me to expect that I'm the solution to all of your problems, but yet you won't stop associating with those douchey ass losers. Like, you're going to release that shitty music anyways, aren't you? Are you contractually obligated to? Why? Whose fault is that? Why are you making it my problem? Like seriously, this fucking Chosun Wang K-pop. As of right now, I thought I needed $10 million to get a K-pop like high level, all that bullshit. I was wrong. The going rate is $100,000 for a high class K-pop bitch. I wonder what the going rate is for a 20-year-old K-pop bitch, or however old Winter is. But we won't find out for a few more days. Technically, Tiffany still has 4.5 days. But no, you are out of chances. The moment I make a video and I'm saying, I'm filming, or why are you doing that right now? I'm filming. She can't say shit about it because her time ran out. It's like when you're playing Rad Racer and you don't get to the checkpoint. What happens? It just, it happens. It happens. All right? And guess what? She's shown time and again that if that shit does happen, she's got no problem sitting back and waiting until it's her turn again. All right? We'll see if that shit happens. All right? Peace out.